This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sigval Green here, and today I'm going to list all the bugs that need to get fixed after the update 5.1. I don't think there will be all the bugs, because there's always something that happens specifically to one person or a small group of people, but in this one I'm going to try to cover as many of them as possible, because there is some game-breaking bugs after this update, and it's important that we make them aware of it. And the only thing that you can guys do in order for the bugs to get fixed is to draw attention to them. I mean, you could share this video around, draw attention to it, but the most effective thing you can do is when you encounter a bug yourself to write a customer support ticket so that they can notify their development team. So with all that out of the way, let's get into the bugs. So first up, we're going to have the Deathstroke jump attack still not working properly. They're not going to be listed in any particular order, and trust me, there's far bigger priorities than the Deathstroke jump attack not working properly. But yeah, Deathstroke jump attack is still bugged to the point where it doesn't register priority over certain things. Jump attacks in the game will take priority over basic hits and will be used to avoid jump attacks. Deathstroke jump attack does not do either of them. They fixed it this update for Raven because Raven had the same bug and they didn't think to check for Deathstroke as well. And as usual, they need like at the very least 2 updates to fix a new character, so nothing special here, but please fix my man's jump attack. He's overall fixed for the most part. Getting into the second bug related to that, Deathstroke Special 2 breaks league rates now. So it's fixed, but it came at the price. Now it doesn't matter what level of Special 2 of Deathstroke you're going to have better efficiency at higher levels now, because it's gonna take fewer Special 2s. It works properly. Except for league rates. Because in league rates, when Deathstroke fights Brainiac, I don't know, the game goes wild. First up, there's something that makes the game kind of lose grip on reality, and the game thinks that Brainiac has one big pool of health, so when using Deathstroke Special 2, you're not going to deal a percentage damage of Phase's 1 health, you're going to deal a percentage damage of the whole Brainiac Phase's health. And I wouldn't necessarily mention this, because if this was a bug that was working properly and letting you do that, nobody minds that, okay? Nobody minds that. It's a thing that helps people do tier 8 easier. But the problem with that is, most of the times it results to unusual gameplay. And furthermore, for the first time in the history of Injustice Mobile, there is a situation that if somebody uses Deathstroke fight against a certain fight in league rates against Brainiac, happened to me yesterday for example in phase 3, somebody used Brainiac, the damage registered only for that person and everybody else got unusual gameplay because he used Deathstroke there. And obviously it's not the dude's fault because there's no way he could have known, but now using Deathstroke against Brainiac phases can literally cause unusual gameplay for everybody else that played that. Except for the people using Deathstroke apparently, so yeah. Try to keep your Deathstroke for now for the sub-bosses until this gets fixed, and this hopefully gets fixed. Artifacts bug. Artifacts are disappearing when you scroll too much to the right. And if you don't go all the way to the right and enter the Phantom Zone with them, it's redeemable. You can kind of circumvent this bug, but there are some situations for some people where they literally lost access to some artifacts because they literally can't click on them until this is fixed. So this is another pretty huge priority if you ask me. Another huge one is going to be unable to purchase bugs. So for some reason the people at the people developing the game were like, people are spending so many gems, buying so many gems, that shouldn't be a thing. They give us too much money. Let's put a little bit of a cap on that, but only for some random select people. So yeah, there's people who are literally unable to purchase shit in the game. They're unable to purchase chests. They click on a chest. Unable to purchase, my dude. Try again later. And this sucks. I mean, so far, there's some new players that lost out on the International Women's Day chest. But look, that's not a huge deal since we're going to have far better sales for Halloween and far better chests coming to Injustice 2 Mobile. But this needs to get fixed as soon as possible, because the more sales they're going to lose because of this thing, the more disinterested they're going to get into the game, and the more likely they're going to be to quit. And at the same time, this literally hinders the progress. Imagine if this happens to a new player. Imagine not having access to the shop feature. Boy, this is such a messed up bug. So please fix the unable to purchase bug. I've gotten so many texts on YouTube and on Discord about this one, please fix it. Unusual gameplay bug. Some people get unusual gameplay from time to time in Soul Raids, some people will get it almost no time, and some people will get it every single time they try to fight a fight in Soul Raids. I haven't been able to identify any specific thing that's going to cause this, but for some people, every single fight in Soul Raids is gonna be unusual gameplay. They are literally stuck and unable to progress in Soul Raids, my dudes. Ooh. And a lot of those people that got affected by this were people who were spending lots of cash on the game and supporting the game by a lot. This is again a high priority one in my opinion. The Battle Pass bugs, granted they said they will address those, but that thing is still very buggy, with Wonder Woman vanishing from the people's roster as soon as they unlock the second tier of her, or not appearing in the first place when they unlock a first tier that unlocks Wonder Woman. People are paying money for that, my dude. People are trusting you. They saw their beta, we trust them. They wouldn't have released something non-functional, maybe a slight error, but literally not getting the character I pay for. Though granted, they acknowledged this bug and they said they are working through customer support to refund the people who lost their Wonder Woman in the process. So we'll see how that goes, but that's still worth mentioning. Now we got something that might yet again become a gameplay feature. You know how, like, a year ago at this point, there was a bug that had a delay on the Atrocitus buffs? I mean, people who started the game later than 1 year ago are not even gonna regard it as a bug anymore. They're like, oh, that's just how Atrocitus works. It needs a little bit of a 1 second wind time to get that passive going. It needs to warm up a bit. So yeah, that was not the thing. And now it's happening the same with Sword of Sin. Look, for Atrocitus, I don't care that much. It's not that impactful. But for Sword of Sin, having a delay on applying the debuffs and starting the power draining effect, that's kind of huge. Because it might result in loss of burning. And that's gonna be an optimal in terms of reducing defense. And it might result in death, because if you got a delay on draining the power of the enemy and you're going to be on a close call, then you might die to Phase 4 or Brainiac in Red Krypton or fights like that are gonna straight up kill you if they get Supreme available. So I really hope the Sword of Sin delay does not become an Atrocitus kind of thing, where it slowly but surely transforms from a bug to something that most people regard as an intended feature. Hopefully that's not gonna be the case. And as usual, we're going to get, as with every single update at this point, people unable to log in to the game, people unable to do that from either emulator or phone. So at that point, it's not necessarily an internet problem, not necessarily a device problem. Literally, their accounts are not functioning properly. They're not even banned. They don't get the notification of being banned. They literally get the message with unable to connect to the server. So yeah, those are all the bugs as far as I'm aware. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else that I missed. And all that being said, thanks so much for watching. Please do your best to draw awareness to this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.